Hey everyone, I'm Caroline Rena. Welcome to the Ride of My Life podcast. What I'm coming across here, I'm doing this poem talks. That's what I'm doing today, and I'm kind of coming in and out through this process of healing because for the last week there's been like this really, really deep dive into my inner teenager and recognizing her. I mean, a lot of the work I've done based on, suggestions or my own draw or whatever has been into the inner child, like, pre-verbal birth, pre-birth, all the way up until, I don't know, 10, maybe 11. But I stopped there and I had some processing and work that I was doing recently, and it all just shifted to the inner teenager. And the interesting thing is that a year ago, I didn't even recognize her. I was ignoring her, and she's my powerhouse, and she's the one who, you know, guides me. But she's so busy protecting my inner little girl that, and like making sure, that I'm paying attention to her as well, the inner teen, that she's been kind of stuck. And so I've been working through a lot of that recently. I'm still working through a lot of that. And in the last, well, it's not a year ago because once again, it's August 18th, the next poem that I'm about to read today. But what I'm finding is this from moving from the angry inner teenager into inner peace. And there's like some sort of a connection there that I'm still kind of trying to understand, if I even really need to understand what that is. So today, what I'm finding too is that, excuse my laptop. Hold on. This is my laptop I'm recording on. But what's happening is that I'm trying to find ways to just do these posts and podcasts for you guys. And I'm doing it actually. Let me rephrase this. I'm doing it for my inner teenager because my inner teenager, everyone ignored her, and everyone thought she was annoying, and nobody wanted to hear her, nobody wanted to see her, and the girl is brilliant, and the girl is powerful, and I'm learning this about her, and so as who I am, I get to do this the way I want to do it in hope that it will, touch someone, but I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it for her. I'm doing it for all of my inner little girls, the ones that were not heard and seen, and the ones that felt so powerless. And I'm beginning, that's what this whole thing is about finding that power, finding myself, finding who I am, and sharing it because so many people have such a hard time with that because of trauma, because of things that we've experienced that hurt us deeply, deeply to our core. And so, again, back in August last year, I was working my way through trying to find out what it was, who I am, what it was I'm, still working on the actual process of what I'm supposed to be doing out there. I don't even know I know I have ideas of what this is, why I'm here on this planet. I have it. I know it. I think this is part of it. I'm having fun doing this. That's fantastic. But the most important thing is it's not necessarily finding our purpose in the outside world. I feel like the purpose of being here is remembering who we are, finding the love inside, finding the truth, finding the peace inside, and then being that in the world no matter what we are doing in the world. It doesn't, the actual act, what we have gifts and skills in comes through the love and through the peace and through the healing and through ourselves into the outside world. And you can do anything that you want. And I've always leaned towards things that or understood that it's leaning towards things that we have always been drawn to, or what we're gifted in, or what what we learn throughout our lives. Like one of the things, I went to school to be for mass communication, my bachelor's degree, and I'm like, I never got involved with radio and television. However, the podcasting is very similar to radio and television, so I did get some information on that, and I did learn how to do some things that are helping me put this out there, both mechanically and, you know, how I'm bringing myself or presenting myself out there, I guess. But it's just finding that and planting it. And so leading into the poem that I wrote, the poem is called Planted Love. And it starts out a little like I don't know what's going on, and then it starts leading into the aha moment starts to come. And just take a listen, see how you feel about it. And please, if you have any questions or comments, nice comments, please leave them down below, wherever you are, Instagram or YouTube or Spotify or Anchor or Facebook or I don't even know anymore. It's just too much. But anyway, so I'm going to read the poem and hope you enjoy. So here we go. On August 18, 2021, it's called Planted Love. How can it be? What is happening to me? The feelings of grief come up at night like a thief. In the morning when I wake, energy is meant to take me into the day in a positive way. So what is going on when I have low energy? In the mornings where it's more like lethargy? Trying to get going only to find I need a break? What is going on, for goodness sake? The grief is coming through more strongly than ever. To release it means I will need to sever the things inside that I held so dear that caused my pain to get bigger, I fear. Why is this happening? I am letting go. I am told this process can be very slow. My ego's job is to protect me so deep. It seems it is even when I am asleep. And when I walk through the grief anyway, and cry and scream or just shy away to protect my energy so I can heal, it's okay, really, that's just the deal. Right now, there are deep things I am just working through, that my body that's tired is helping me do. To not go overboard and do too much, like I normally do, and then get out of touch. With the present moment, it's time to lay down, to let go of everything and just rest is profound. What it does for my body is help recognize me and take care of myself for a change. Can't you see? Always worrying about how everyone else is not our job, not a good way to live. It breaks us down a little at a time, makes us feel bad about ourselves. This is not our design. Who we are inside is a deep abiding love that we feel for ourselves and outward thereof. When we know our truth and how our mind-body works to help us in life and walk the beautiful earth. Then when we heal and find who we are, the truth lies inside and it's not very far. Just allow the healing work to be done. Give yourself a break. It's not about who won. The only person who wins the game of life is the one who realized it about the light that we shared within ourselves and then into the planet. The love flows out to all. That love we have planted. Yeah, so I think what's happening, and it's happening now, and it was started back then, was when we rediscover, remember, come home to ourselves, who we are. You hear all these words, but there's a feeling about it. There's a connection. There's a spiritual connection. There's this inner peace that we feel that we've never felt before. And to be honest with you, you know, if you've ever heard of a dark night of the soul, I went through a lot of those. And what that basically is like, like you're like something big happened in the outside world that is an opportunity for you to go inside and just take care of you. Grieve, scream, cry, laugh, whatever you need to do to release the energies that were built up because of this situation or opportunity. It's not meant to suck in and hold and keep, because you can't grieve when you keep. We can't do that. It doesn't. It makes us sick. It causes disease. It causes emotional disease. It causes depression. It causes anxiety. When we start linking all this together, it helps us to really start to take a look at our little children inside, our little girls or boys who were abused or abandoned or not nurtured, or whatever happened to us, we as adults get to take care of those little children inside of ourselves because they're still there, because they're the ones running our lives. And that's what I've been working with. That's the thing that has brought me into a space of understanding more and more who I am and those little girls inside of me who have felt so disconnected with me. Not just the world, it's not even about the world, it's with me, because once we connect within ourselves, that's what the meaning of the last line in or the last two lines in this poem is about, is once we connect with ourselves and recognize who we really are inside, then we get to be that on the planet, and create an environment of love instead of all this, terror and craziness and all these things that are going on. And it has to start with us, though, because we can't change what's outside of us if the inside of us is doing the exact same thing that the outside is doing. If we're in fear, if we're in shame, if we're angry, oh, that's a big one. If we're so angry at ourselves inside of us, how do you think that's going to come out into the world? What's the difference between being angry inside and projecting that onto the outside world, and feeling love inside of ourselves and projecting that onto the outside world? It's just something to think about, See how it works with you. See how it feels when you just bring that to your consciousness. We share that light and love inside of ourselves. It goes on into the planet, into Mother Earth. You can actually give Mother Earth if you walk on the earth barefoot or whatever, if you can, or just hold a plant or hold a tree or touch a leaf or something, nature. It releases those energies into, and you don't even know what's happening. It just somehow, that's why people are drawn to, the woods, the mountains, the ocean, being connected to the planet in some way. We release that pent up energy of whatever we're feeling, and we settle. And that's the whole point. Making a conscious decision, being willing to take the first step and the second step and the third step, being persistent, being courageous. You will find freedom. Again, I can't say this enough, especially for people who know me. You know who I was in the past. You know how I was in the past. From one of my personal development courses, it's like all of that sadness and anger and shame and fear came out sideways. It came out at other people. It came out because I didn't know what to do, and now I do. And so it works. And it doesn't have to be one thing. It could be the thing that works for you. And the biggest thing is love, and the biggest thing is finding that love. And the most important thing is you can do mantras every day. You can do positive affirmations every day, but if you don't believe that within yourself, it's not going to feel right to you until you learn to release that grip of whatever that energy is holding on to you inside of you. And it's possible. You find someone who's supportive, you find a coach or a therapist or whatever. There's some things you can't do on your own. I've learned that the hard way too, because most of my life I have tried to do my work by myself, and some of it was definitely meant to happen that way, but some of it I needed guidance for somebody outside of me to guide me and move me through the things that I couldn't see, and that's very important. Now, I'm not the type, I'm not that. If you feel me, if you understand what I'm saying, if it resonates with you, what I'm moving into, because of the work I'm doing on myself, I am going to call this Divine Mama Energy Healing and Coaching. I am a guide. I am an inner peace guide. I am a guide that gives you hope. That's all. That's what I'm here for. If you resonate with this stuff, with what I'm talking about, please reach out, because the world is shifting, the vibrations are moving up. We, especially as healers, if you're a healer, there's stuff inside of you that, and you need to recognize and work on and release. And I know from practicing on other healers and doing work with other healers, that this is something that's hugely important for you to do your work. If you really want to be that person, you have to do your own work, because you can't go out there and this is not a fake it until you make it thing. This is you have to feel this and know this deeply so you can know what the other person that you're working with is going through. So especially healers, if you feel inclined or drawn or whatever to what I'm saying, I have some things I can do with you that can help to help raise the vibration within yourselves, raise your consciousness, raise the vibration on the planet, bring this place to something that's so much more loving and peaceful than it is right now. And I think that's important. This is the time that I believe is so I can't think of the word. It's just like it's time. So if you're walking through something and you need, it's not an ongoing process. It's something that could be done in anywhere from 1 to 6 appointments, or probably not one, depending on how deep it is, depending on where you are in your own healing journey. But that's there too for you, you know. And then anyone who watches this who's not a healer, if you feel called and resonate with what I'm saying, I'm here for, you know, whatever that piece is with you on your healing journey. It's not something I don't, I can support that. I can support these things. And I'm also discovering this for myself. It's like this power inside of me and this love inside of me and this divine mama, and I've said this before too, my son, and I have friends that are in their mid-20s to mid-30s and they call me Mama Duke. So there's something I'm gifted at doing to support that and nurture the nurturing that you may have not received as a child, and that's there for you, or being able to walk you through, you know, whatever it is that needs to get you to the next level, whatever that is. You know, I mean, there's no words to explain this, so I'm just doing the best I can. But anyway, all right, well, so again, I'm Caroline Rena, and this is the Ride of My Life podcast. I am working through some things as I am here in Colorado right now. I have to wonder if that behind me kind of looks like it is here, but that's not it. That's just a pretend picture. I just saw that. I get distracted. Anyway, so I'm going to be here for a little while, kind of doing a little movement here and there, and then kind of figuring things out. If you are inclined to donate for gas for the Ride of My Life podcast, so I can start going out and connecting with people in different communities, please, you know, I'd really appreciate that. And if you are a healer or a healing center and you feel drawn to connecting me to connect with your people, you know, I can do that. I feel, well, that's what I'm drawn to be doing also. So maybe, you know, like Divine Mama, I don't know. I'm working through some things to figure out how it hits out there. But anyway, just reach out. And if you have questions, I can answer them. And if I can't answer them yet, that's because I'm still figuring out what my next moves are. But yes, sending precious love to your inner children, to you in this moment, to have a peaceful moment wherever you are, and to just recognize that you are absolutely worth finding who that is inside of you. And healers, this is pertinent. This is just important for you to do this type of work if you're open and you connect with me or resonate with me. So I guess that's about it. So I have always attached below the video a link tree that will get you to my other sources of the way I put this work out there. It connects you to buy me a coffee if you're inclined to donate, so I can keep this going. And so I think that should be about it. So, you know, just much love to all of you, and thank you for the support I am getting right now, because I'm getting huge amounts of support in this work that I'm doing, and I'm so grateful. And love these people that are there with me. So thank you, and guess that's about it. So take care and peace. All right.